Hey guys, it's Renee Presley 5 VSG Journey. I am going to go ahead and film my weekly food prep. I've been doing Pound of Cure for about 3.5 weeks, and I found that it makes it really easy to have some things kind of pre-made, chopped, washed, ready to go, pre-portioned, frozen in the fridge, whatever. So I'm going to show you what I did today. It took probably an hour and a half plus some cooking time. I'm going to do what I call cream of California medley soup. It's carrots and broccoli and cauliflower and chicken stock, and I think it's great. I've got some split peas, some lentils, and some lima beans that are going to be my vegetarian sources of protein for the week. I'm going to do some quinoa as a complex carb. I do use these flavor enhancers. They're concentrated broth, chicken and beef. I'm going to do some sweet potatoes, and I made the guys some beef veggie soup while I was at it. The stats were actually pretty good. The green peas have 11 grams of protein per serving, which is a half cup, which who knew peas, although pea protein, hello, blonde. Okay, so here is my little mini crock pot, and I've got the lima beans on the left, and I've got the peas on the right, and they both are in chicken stock, concentrate, water, and then I did add a little bit of black pepper, garlic powder, onion powder. I don't know if you see a trend. I do. I don't add any additional salt since there is sodium in the concentrate. I'm going to put these on high and let them go for 5-6 hours, and we'll see how they turn out. Okay, so this is my cream of California soup, and you can make this any veggie. I've done asparagus, I've done pea, I've done just carrot, and I just started with the onions, which is frozen pre-chopped, super cheap, great thing to keep in the fridge, very convenient, no tears. Garlic, and then I basically dump the veggies in, and I add enough broth to cover them. And I have to admit, I did get this recipe from, I always get her name wrong, WLS Becky 888. She made something similar, and this is just a great way to get the veggies in. It's filling, it's nutritious, there's actually a good amount of protein from the veggies and the chicken stock, and I use this as like a snack midday or when I get home from work before dinner. It also helps with sort of your food intake. So I just kind of fill this up. I add, again, pepper, garlic, and onion, and I let it go for 15-20 minutes, a half hour. And then I'm going to take my immersion blender and zhuzh the crap out of it, and then refrigerate it, and it's ready to go. Okay, so this is the quinoa. I've got 2 cups of water. I've rinsed my quinoa in a strainer, and I added the beef concentrate because I found that quinoa tends to taste like dirt if you don't add any flavors. And it just takes 15-20 minutes on the stovetop. Okay, so I have washed and poked my sweet potatoes, and I'm going to spray them some of this extra virgin olive oil spray, which is just olive oil. There's no propellants, no anything else. I go through about a can of this a week. I do have one of those mistos, which I need to start using because I ran out. Sad day. Okay, so the butternut squash I am going to do with just pepper and coconut oil. It adds a little bit of a sweet flavor, and I do use them in savory and sweet dishes. So these are going to roast at 350 for probably 45 minutes. Okay, so these are the lentils. Stovetop, it is in about 1.5 cups of chicken stock water, and I'm just going to cover it 15-20 minutes, should be done. Alright, so here's the cream of California soup. I'm going to take my stick blender or immersion blender, and I'm going to zhuzh it. If there's some big chunks at the bottom, that's okay, but for the most part it'll be smooth and creamy. So I've been having cabbage hash like every morning, which I never would have figured, so I just chop up a whole head, put it in a bag with a paper towel, and it keeps for almost 2 weeks. And not everything fits, so I left this amount out for tomorrow morning's breakfast, and that'll solve that problem. And here's the finished roasted butternut squash. It's sweet and delicious, caramelized. There's the finished sweet potatoes. I'll probably cut those up because they're kind of big. This is the leftover tofu veggie stir fry I had for dinner last night, and I'm having the rest for lunch. Let's see what else we have. There's the beef veggie soup. I could speak. Going for the boys. And oh, there's the finished soup. And I have got the lentils and quinoa pre-portioned in half-cup bags. They're flat, so they'll freeze nicely, and they're just gonna go right in the freezer. I do have a couple portions ready to go for lunch tomorrow. And let's check in on the lima beans. They're starting to get really big. And there's the peas. Let's give them a stir, see how they're looking. There we go, they're looking good. So I'll be making some lunches out of those. Hopefully they'll taste good. They smell great. Alright, so now we're coming up on the end of the prep. I've started putting things away. Things are in the freezer. There's my turkey burgers, and so these things are nice and flat, and they freeze pretty well. And then, you know, if I ever got organized, I could make it better. Lots of veggies. Let's look at the fridge. Yikes, it's full, but there's the soup, there's the cabbage, all my little tiny odds and ends, but that's what it looks like. So that is my prep. I gotta finish cleaning up, and thanks for watching, guys.